My name is Stella Okosiboji. I work with Nigerian Women in Public Relations as the Programs and Membership Executive. Today with us we have Vihanna Godonu. Thank you for joining us today. We're really honored to have you as a PR Woman of the Month. I'll just give a brief introduction about the PR Woman of the Month feature. It is an initiative by Nigerian Women in Public Relations to platform women in public relations that have more than 5 years experience, that has been actively practicing public relations and communications in Nigeria and in diaspora. So the cause for this initiative is we have great women doing great work in public relations, but oftentimes we don't get to see them talk about their work. So the PR Woman of the Month is to spotlight and showcase the brilliant minds behind most of the strategies that come out in different agencies. So we are very honored to be doing this with you. Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here, and it's also an honor to be doing this with you as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So Vihanna Godonu is a passionate storyteller and seasoned corporate communication strategist with over 5 years of dynamic experience in the public relations industry. She currently serves as the corporate communications analyst and team lead media relations at DLM Capital Group, a leading investment and financial services firm in Lagos, Nigeria. In her role, she drives strategic communication initiatives that elevate the company's brand visibility, shape public perception, and foster strong relationships with stakeholders. Vivian has demonstrated exceptional expertise in delivering results across various sectors, including finance, FMCG, tech, aviation, and sports. Her proficiency spans brand strategy, media relations, crisis management, content creation, stakeholder engagement, and reputation management. We are very proud to tell you that she has successfully led our impact campaigns, such as the launch of Sofri Digital Bank and a series of innovative CSR campaigns. These campaigns have only not increased brand visibility, but have also strengthened engagement with key audiences. One of her standout achievements was her pivotal role in the Domino's Smalley Pizza launch and the 100th store opening campaign, both of which attracted significant media attention and heightened audience engagement. Furthermore, a strategic crisis management during the DLM trustee crisis ensured effective reputation management and timely resolution. Our expertise in media relations also played a key role in securing prime coverage for major corporate events, aligning communication with corporate objectives to strengthen the objective and the overall brand narrative. She holds a Bachelor's of Arts in International Relations from Udegbe, North American University, where she developed a strong understanding of global communication practices outside of her professional achievements. She's very passionate about storytelling, media trends, and PR excellence. She is dedicated to continuous learning and enjoys mentoring upcoming PR professionals, sharing her knowledge and experience to help others thrive in the industry. Our unwavering commitment to excellence in public relations, coupled with her innovative approach and dedication to her craft, makes her a deserving recipient of the PR Woman of the Month recognition. Thank you so much, Vivian. So we just want to know how you got into public relations. Is it something you knew from a very young age that I like speaking, I like managing crises, I like presentation? Was it something you knew, or how did you get into public relations?
So for me, I got into public relations by chance. So I schooled when I went to the university. I just told myself I didn't want to do finance, I didn't want to do English, I didn't want to do anything common. So I I just, my school, they'll tell you pick the course you want to go for. I just looked at the course. I was like, international relations. To be honest, I didn't know what international relations was at the time, but I just knew that's what I wanted to do. So I picked it without even knowing what the course was about. And I started, and I fell in love with it. And so when I left school, immediately after NYC, I started working in the entertainment industry. I started doing PR for them. So I was like, I think I like what I'm doing, but maybe in the corporate world, because I feel like the structure in the entertainment industry was not what I really wanted, right? And I was like, this is not it for me. So after spending like 2 years thereabouts, I moved. I was like, okay, I think I need to do like a corporate job, and I didn't even know I was going to get a PR job. I just told my mom, oh, I want a job. She helped me look for a job, and we spoke to people, and I sent series of emails, and I just got an email response from a notable PR leader in the industry we all look up to, Mrs. Tokumbo Judge Taylor. Then she was the MDO of Hill and Elton Strategist, which is now Scott PR. So she sent me an email and asked me to come in for an interview. Going in, I didn't know what to expect. I just went, and she gave me the role as an intern, where I started to build. And she opened my eyes to so many things. Working in an agency, it opened my eyes to so many things that built my love for storytelling, for brand management, crisis management, media relations especially. So that's how I found myself in PR.
All right. It's very good to know that you were given a chance. I love that part. You really know what you wanted to do and you went after it. That's really,
Yes,
really commendable.
Thank you.
So, can you walk us through some of the successful campaigns or projects you've worked on as your current role or the previous roles you've heard? I saw on your bio the Domino's Smalley Pizza.
Yes.
Yeah, we just wanted to talk us through some of the campaigns.
Okay, that's fine. So for the Domino's Smalley Pizza, then Eat and Go, which is the franchise company for Domino's, Pinkberry, and Cold Stone Creamery. They were working with us then when I was Hill and Norton Strategy. So they came with this idea, they want to make the cheapest yet tastiest pizza and affordable pizza for every Nigerian, because they know that it's not everybody then that could afford, the standard price of pizzas at the time. So they wanted to make it accessible to everybody and easy to carry. It's a small one you can put in your bag, but they needed to create buzz around it. They needed something that, could drive momentum for this pizza, because it's something that has never been done before. So we came up with, okay, let's activate it. Why don't we give out 2,000 free pizzas to people, general public at toll gates? It's something that was not planned, something that's not expected. So definitely it will create buzz. People will talk about it, what's going on, what they're giving pizza, to what end, and not just pizza, with drinks and water. So we stationed, we're there with some of their staff, so that we began to hot pizza coming from the van, smoky hot sweet pizza. It was like the first time, it was a test run, so it was really nice. And before we knew, there was buzz about it, organic buzz, organic mention. And that's how, the pizza was launched. And it also drove extensive sales, because people that, did not get out of that 2,000 wanted to taste it, because people that tasted it had good things to say about the taste, about the service, the friendliness of the staff and everything. So we saw that it increased the sales engagement, the sales ratio, and all of that. So that's one of the launch that I worked. That's one of the campaigns I launched. And yes, Sofri Digital Bank. So coming to DLM Capital Group, the GCO spoke to us that he wanted to, have a financial bank that would, more like a digital bank at the time, that would, want to launch. So what are the campaigns? How do we come out? How do we, since we already have this kind of people already playing in the space. So we thought, we worked on a plan, our teaser phase, our launch phase, our sustenance phase, which was the post-launch. Then we also came up with our ambassador review. As at the time, we real Brother Shaggy as the ambassador, who rolled out campaigns, kits, and everything to create visibility for the brand. So that was one of those things we did. Also, there was a CSR campaign at the time for Justina Rita Omogbai. I don't know if you remember the policewoman that had this LinkedIn sensation at the time that was stationed at Yaba, always crossing Sabora, that was crossing students, always buying stockings for students that didn't have stockings. I can't remember the name of the guy, but a guy brought, the attention of this woman to LinkedIn, and it creates, there was so many impressions. People were talking about her and all of that. So I felt like, okay, one of the things that DLM Capital Group stands for is human capital. We look at potential of people that are doing good in society, and we support them in our own little way. So, I raised it as a proposal. I came up with a plan. So we paid her a visit at her office. Then Sofri, which was a digital bank. So at the time too, Sofri had a product where, they were giving loans to police officers. So you have the scheme for police officers that they give loans to police officers. And since she was a police officer, I felt like it would be a good initiative, to support her for the tremendous work she's been doing. She takes money out of her pocket to buy bags of pure water, bags of biscuits for students. When they're coming back from school, you see them crowd around her. Everybody wants to get a bit of the biscuits, water, stockings, textbooks. These are qualities that are rare, especially in the Nigerian society. So we felt like it would have just been a nice idea to just appreciate her with a token, just to show that, we see you, we see the good work you're doing out there, and please continue, just as a sign of encouragement. So which the company agreed to, and we also did that. So those are like few of my campaigns. Then for internal campaigns, we also run campaigns on International Men's Day rather, International Women's Day, Cultural and Diversity Day, Independence Day. They're like few of the things that we also put into consideration to celebrate, to foster engagement in-house for staff, not to make them feel left out, stakeholder engagement, to communicate to them that, yes, we are pushing campaigns outside, but you are our ambassadors, you matter to us, and without you, there won't be a DLM Capital Group, there won't be a Sofri, so basically these are just like few of the campaigns I worked on.
All right. I really like the staff parts, because internal communication is very key for every organization.
Yes.
I once attended a training where people were saying that most companies in Nigeria, they don't do internal communications. They just do external. They just want other people to see what they're doing, but internally they do not communicate with their staff. So if the people that are members of the staff do not carry the message,
Don't feel, yes.
so only the company is carrying the message. But if there's a strategic internal communications team that has been able to successfully get a strategy that works, and everyone is involved, you see staff loyalty, you see the brand perception internally will increase. So
you must say brand advocacy, because these people, the staffs, are the people that will go out to preach what the brand is all about. As a PR person, you might not get everywhere at the same time, but you have people that come from every part of Lagos to the office. But if they are carried along, if they feel loved, if they feel heard, you'll be able to sell your product for you without you even doing much. At the end of the day, someone tell you it's not my job. It's a PR's job, or it's a corporate communications job to tell the story. But if these people feel, if they are carried along, they will do it in their own way. It might not be the PR way, but it might be more subtle. But that storytelling is still moving beyond just PR or beyond just the corporate communications unit. Like I always say, a tree alone cannot make a forest. Yes, there's a corporate communications unit, but for faster visibility, a corporate communications unit alone cannot do it as much as, for example, the results you will get if everybody is doing the promotions, is doing the storytelling together, will be faster and more visible than when you're just leaving it for corporate communications. And let's also not forget, corporate communications, they take budgets and marketing budgets to do so many things. But with internal communications, when you communicate to them, you don't need to collect money from you, to be able to sell to us. The 1, 2, 3 people that they tell about, do you know we have this in our company today? Do you know we just launched this? They'll definitely find someone that, this product tally to all these people that need this product, and you don't even know, it might bring customers for you by just word of mouth. You don't need to give them money to say, oh, let's do this, let's do that. So that's where most companies get it wrong. Your staff are your number one ambassadors. They are the ones that can sell your brand for you, knowingly or unknowingly. Subtle adverts. Do you understand? And it's even fast because you're dealing with lots of people from different aspects. Just imagine somebody coming from the island or staying in the island, another person staying in Ikeja, another person staying in Magodo. When your company's branded shirts that says or list some product that your company does, if somebody sees that it might not register immediately, but someone sees you wearing that shirt and tomorrow sees your billboard or your social media handle or something on LinkedIn about that company, it sticks, it registers. The person knows that, oh, I've seen this name before, I've seen this thing before, and the person begins to build trust. Because one thing about Nigerians, we have trust issues. We only go with the brands that we are very sure that, okay, we are safe with. So that's another approach that I feel companies should also, take into consideration. Internal communications goes along with beyond even just your staff welfare. When they are happy, when they are fulfilled, they will push. I always say something, they'll push your market on their head like gala. So that's just it.
Yes, Nigeria, we have trust issue, and the way you just explained the customer journey, it's really fascinating because it's true. You might see something the first time, it might not stick, but you see it somewhere else again. You're like, I saw it before, and before you know, you're interested. So
that's
yes,
just it.
thank you. So I know you've worked in the agency before. Currently you're working on the client side. So we want to know how you collaborate with other teams or departments within your organization to align your PR strategy with the broader business goals. I know that DLM is a financial institution. So how do you collaborate with the other departments? Are you able to sell your PR strategy to enable or to achieve the business goals?
All right, thank you. So the first things first, before collaborating, you need to even understand the big picture. Where are we on the same page? So you share your objectives, you share your goals. This is what I'm trying to achieve, right? Then you start by having meetings, by educating these people, because you are the one with the big idea. They are not the one. You just want to invite them to your table to come and join you to feast. So you have to explain to them, okay, this is the big picture I have, and this is what I feel that we can do. If we do this, if we go through this approach, this is what we'll be able to achieve. So by the time you educate them, because I always say something, you cannot sell what you don't know. You have to be able to sell this. You have to be able to know it before you sell it, right? So when you are able to sell it to them and they understand from your point of view, then it begins to make sense. But if they don't understand, they won't be able to see that big picture you're saying. So first of all, education is key. Make sure they are well informed about this particular thing you're about to achieve or do. Then you begin to have meetings. You begin to align. Okay, you begin to track your progress. For example, if you're working on a campaign and you need to collaborate with other teams, maybe the IT, the customer service support team, everybody has tasks. You put them in doable tasks. You break your tasks down into bits and you track. You can do a work tracker, progress tracker. It depends on whatever works for you. But you make sure that everybody's aligned. You have meetings where, you rub ideas, rub minds together. And don't be even surprised that some people might not be in corporate communications team, but they have ideas that would even help your big picture and big goals get into the final destination. So yes, when you have team meetings, you sit with them, you make sure your messages is clear and concise. There's transparent communication, because that's very key. When they are confused, they won't get the big picture. You need to make sure that they understand the same way you understand. And what I always try to do is, when I'm having meetings with people that are not in corporate communications, I speak to them as if they are the ones that want to go and sell the market. I make them see from my own point of view, so that way, even they can, when you know something, you tend to be creative, right? So their creativity can now come into play. But when you are just giving them the face, when you're just giving them a bit, they might not really get the in-depth messaging of what you want to achieve. But when they have the holistic view, they understand everything, their creativity begins to play in, and then everybody's aligned, everybody's well informed, and from there you can take it up from there.
End of the year or even ending of the year, I believe we do a strategy. And as the team lead, for strategy, I believe you're in the room to know the company's goal for the year and what the founders or the CEO has in store
Yeah.
for the year.
Yeah.
Would you say that is very helpful, or would you rather not attend these meetings or these sessions?
So if the first thing is if you do not even attend these meetings, you are lost. It means that you're working in silo. You need to be able to communicate with leadership. That's where stakeholder engagement comes in. You be able to know what your leaders want. They are the one that has the big picture. They will not tell this is what we want to achieve. How can you assist us? Right. So beginning of the year, let me take an example. We're just starting the year, right? So what I did is I made sure I had stand-up meetings, I and my team. Make sure we had stand-up meetings with each and every subsidiary to understand the organization goal for the year and how we can assist. And most of them were like, oh, we want media visibility. We already have products. Some were like, oh, we have products we want to launch and we need media visibility. How do you think we can push all of these things? So if you don't attend meetings, if you don't speak to your leaders, you don't speak to, they are the owners of the products. They know these products more than you do, right? But you are just coming in to assist them to drive visibility, to drive market share for this. You're taking it out. The product is internal. Now they need you to take it out for them. So if you don't sit down with them, understand the product, understand their vision, understand their mission and their drive, you won't be of any help. It's just like a driver trying to drive a vehicle and you don't have a steering. You cannot use your hand to move the vehicle. You need a steering to be able to direct my move. So, apart from these meetings, I even think, monthly, bi-monthly, it depends on, how the organization is structured. Meetings are very, very essential to keep everybody on track because sometimes changes can come from leadership. And if you don't, sit with them, you don't align with them, you might not know. You might still think that, oh, the meeting we had last year is the same goal we are working with, whereas there's been a change in plan and all of those things. So these things are very, very essential, not just for just team leads, even your team members as well. So everybody is aligned, everybody knows what's going on, everybody knows what to do and how to go about it.
Thank you for sharing light on that. Because
Welcome.
what we've seen most of the time is when the big decisions are made in the boardrooms, we have the CEOs, the CFOs. Most of the time, the head of corporate communication or the head of communication, most of the time, they get the information later. So we just wanted you to share more like that for you to be able to make impact as a PR professional. When important decisions are made in the room, you must be present. So
I think for you to be able to be on this table with this, they really need to understand your importance. Most people, I feel like most companies don't employ corporate communications because it is essential. Some just let people know that we have a corporate communications unit. That is where the problem starts from. So when you make them understand the relevance of what you do and you show workings to it, then they will know that there are some certain decisions that they have to make with you involved. Because regardless of whether they like it or not, it affects them in a way. Because there are some communications pattern they might want to go through or go with, but as the communications experts, you advise, oh, sir, I think this method or this approach will be better, especially when it comes to maybe anything that has to do with the media. A CEO would just want to sometimes make decisions from their own findings, from their own expertise. But as a media relations person, there are some things that you must not mention in the media. It might be taken off content, and some will say, oh, bad PR is PR. Yes, bad PR is PR. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to have a dented image in the media, for the sake of your own brand positioning, brand alignment, and how you're also perceived, you want to have a good brand, you want to have like a good momentum and all of that. So I feel like these people might maybe for this corporate communications unit or for people that are in this category, they need to reinforce the reason why the unit is existing. They need to make these people see reasons why they need to be in certain meetings, if not all meetings, to make certain decisions.
I totally agree. I agree too.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for expanding and explaining. It is important that the leaders of every organization understand the work of the public relations professional. So they are not just employee just to have a department, but they see the value of your work. They know the value of your work. So thank you. So from you've been working for a while, agency side, client side. So from your experience, what is the most challenging part of working in PR and communications, especially as a female? So what have you said? Am I sure I'm supposed to do public relations, or am I not supposed to be here? What is that thing that is most challenging about the job from your experience?
Um, okay, so from my experience, there are two things. From the agency side, is always the pressure. Clients want something now and they want it now. For them, they want quality and quantity at the same time. And some of them are not even ready to compromise. There are some times that you give them quality. Basically, as a PR person, you're supposed to deliver quality in all instance. But some of these clients don't understand that quality speaks more than quantity. Some just want to be, for example, when it comes to coverage, some of them just want to be counting coverage. I'm like, oh, I have 55 coverage. But these coverages that you have, are they quality coverage or just there to mark up the numbers? So I think from clients that most of them don't really understand that quantity is not as it should be. Quality is what everybody should reach out for. But from their own understanding, they just want the numbers, right? No, they're not really interested in the quality of the coverage that you're giving to them and the reach, but they just want to market that, oh, I've been all the papers, I've been mentioned here. It's good. I'm not saying it's not a good thing, but some of them need to understand that it's not. I'm not speaking for all. I'm speaking for some. That quality at the end of the day is a higher brother. Then client side, most time being a female, they'll tell you, oh, when males are talking, females is some, females that. Yeah, females are perceived as, the weaker versions. All thanks to gender equality and all of this now, we are beginning to have like stands. We're able to also talk in the boardroom. But another challenge is as a female, you have to work 2 times harder because they feel like you are a female. I don't know why that perception is there, but you always have to work 2 times. You have to be tough. And females mostly, we are softer version naturally. But to be able to, you have to toughen up to be able to stand your ground because they feel like you are a female, So I think these are just 2 things for me that I would say, okay, have been, the issues. But as human beings, we always have to level up with our problems, with our experiences. We always have to, not let our experiences get the better part of us. We always have to show up every day for ourselves through, our career, through everything that, we might want to use to show up for ourselves for. So yeah.
Yes, what you just said that females have to work twice harder. Most people they just have this perception that you're there because you're very pretty.
Yes.
And most of the time you have to show them
Some
that
diminishing the hard work, the sacrifice, the commitment that's been put into these things for years. You don't just get to top it one day. It takes years of practice. It takes years of even bashing. Sometimes the kind of bosses we have shaping us. It's shaping the kind of person we end up, being. Some of us work with, sometimes you might not be so lucky, you work with some very toxic people. Sometimes you work with the very quiet ones, but are firm. You've endured years of too many things, the good, the bad, the ugly, the fine, and somebody just looks at you because you're at the top and just water down all of those, hard work, all of those experiences just because they feel you are pretty, just because they feel you're a female. I think it's an unfair thing to do, and I really hope that the world really takes note and give us our credits, especially when we put in the work. Women are not just women. One are the days when you tell us, oh, you belong to the kitchen, you belong to the back room, all of that. We are not longer in that era now. We've moved beyond that. So please give us credit for our work, give us credit for our jobs, and make us feel protected at the same time. Make us feel like you're proud of us. Because another thing is, when we begin to encourage you, it boosts your morale. It makes you want to do more. But when you begin to hear demoralizing things, subconsciously, your mind begins to shut down. Because you feel like, even if I do the best, I want to get my credits. There's just a psychological thing it does to you that I cannot explain. But yeah, that's it.
all right. Yeah, when people someone will say that what has put her through over the years is whenever people try to bring her down with her words, she just ignores it. Like she emotionally shuts down negativity.
That part, yes.
That is how she has been able to strive, because she comes in the room, she's making her presentation, and she can see the expression on their faces. She makes sure that she divides and she
Just
scatters that
ignores them
presentation.
and just pass.
Yes,
Yes.
she makes sure that she delivers to the core. At the end of the day, when she's leaving that room, their perception must change if they had any other
Definitely.
perception. So thank you so much. We know that public relations is a dynamic industry. Things are ever
Yeah.
changing. How do you stay updated with the latest industry trends and best
Okay.
practices in public relations?
Okay, thank you for that question. So basically, I follow pages, corporate communication pages. I join groups. I network. I go for events. Um, Currently, I took my NIPR course last year to just update myself. I read. I take courses, and I'm also on the Comms Avenue group. Where we share ideas. You share if someone has a new book that person has read, person will drop it. Oh, have you seen this book? I feel this book is good. I shout out to TCA as well. From time to time they drop insightful articles and insightful things that will shaping you that you don't even have to pay for. That maybe normally if I was not on a group like that, I probably would have to pay to know all those things. But they drop insightful and helpful tools as well. And also networking with other PR communication professionals that are always willing to also help you, because nobody knows it all. Nobody's an island. We all, need help at some point in time. But yes, with all of these things, I've been able to, stay on top of my game, follow market trends. And yes, Google is also my friend. I'm always, checking what's the latest trend. How can I improve, my communication skills, my strategies. What are the tools? What are the latest tools that we can use? What are the latest things that can make my work? I don't want to work hard. I want to work smart. So what are the things that can make me work smarter than I work, not hard? Because at the end of the day, when you deliver and they say that you deliver quality work, that is when you know that. And that's one thing in PR. Our KPI is just so funny that when you start something, you're not seen as you've done it unless you execute and there's result.
Yes.
That's PR for you. So how can you I don't just want to give you results. I want to give you outstanding results. I want to wow you. I want you to come into the room thinking, what is she up to again this time? The last time she blew me off my mind, or she gets what am I expecting this time I'm coming? That's the reaction I always want to give. So I'm always, I'm an inquisitive person. So I'm always, this campaign has to be better than the last one. It might not be the same approach, but I want to wow you. I don't want you to have an idea of what you are coming to experience, So basically, these are just the things that I do, and it's been helping me so far, but I'm still looking for more ways. If there are other ways, definitely, I'm open to them.
All right. Just like you said, I've also belonged to TCA. So yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We also have Nigerian Women Public Relations. We also have a closed LinkedIn group. And what you said about yes, if you're a registered member, so as a registered member, you have opportunity to join the closed LinkedIn group where you can ask all your questions, share
I'm
ideas.
definitely joining after this meeting. I'm not waiting.
All right.
Yeah.
When you talked about PR for results, it just struck me because our team for this year's EPR conference is PR for results. So
Okay.
Conversations about having results for the public relations strategy that you carry out for organization is very important. While for marketing, it is clearly defined. The KPIs are clearly defined. For PR, for public relations, most of the time it gets really confusing, especially for business owners that do not really understand public
The
relations.
difference.
And you talked about quantity. Somebody will say, I want to be in
all the
I want to be
papers.
all the papers tier one. I want to
Yes.
I want to be on tier one. I don't want small newspapers. I want this day. I want Punch. I want leadership. They will just call them. I want like 50. online, I want more than 50.
And you're wondering, do these people understand this thing? So I think this is where the corporate communications unit can come in to educate them that yes, you want this thing, having all of this is not good, but it's best. It's because we're trying to position you as a thought leader, right or wrong. That's what everybody wants to position as, a thought leader in their industry. So it's not just about you making the noise, making it to the relevant places, the places that you will be seen and appreciated, not just everywhere. FCMG and let me say FCMG. FCMG can get all the noise because obviously it's a consumable brand and your TCA is your target audience is everybody, especially when it comes to food, things that you can take in beverages and all of that. So these are the people that can say, okay, they want all the numbers and they can get away with it because their TA aligns, cuts across all the demographies and all of that. But for people that have special niche, I think you should work with the kind of niche you have. Within your niche, you can make all the noise in as much as it is relevant. But you saying, oh, I want to cut across everything, it might not work for people that have defined and a smaller niche that they work with. So I think it's something that as corporate communications professionals, we need to also educate our CEOs, make them understand these things because when they understand, it's easier to make better decisions. Companies that are in the FCMG, especially the consumables and the beverages, they are the ones that should be shouting for numbers because their TA cuts across all demographies, male, female, age group, and all of that. But people that have specified niche, defined niche, they are the ones that should try to work towards their niche. So sometimes I feel like it's very, very important to also educate, our stakeholders and all of these things and how it works. Because when you educate them, it helps them also make better informed decisions. Because some of them, they just feel like, and it's not their fault because it's not their field. They just feel like when they are everywhere, they're making the noise. But I feel being in the relevant places and making the noise pays you more, gives you more visibility and gives you more ROI than you just, counting all the numbers, making all the numbers. You can make all the noise, but still not be seen. Right? You can make all the numbers, but you still not be seen because you're not even playing in your field. But when you are in the relevant place, once you can carve out your niche, the niche in which you're playing, you can make all the noise in that sector. Everybody will see you. You can do all the numbers there, but you cannot just cut across all of these places unless you know your niche and you're working within your reach. Except maybe your target audience cuts across everybody. Then you can now say, okay, yes. That's why I use the FCMG as an example. Well, maybe let's use like a Domino's. Everybody wants to eat pizza. Everybody, apart from those that are on diet, right? We go to the gym, sometimes we have our cheat days and we're like, it's my cheat day today. Let me just grab a pack of pizza or something you get. So people like that, yes, they can try to, cut across, need the numbers because they need everybody to see that, oh, Domino's just launched a latest offering or a latest variant or something. But people like the finance, we know our niche. We know our sector, we know those in the sector, we know the regulators and all of that. So whatever noise we are making has to be within our niche where we are being seen, where we are being appreciated and valued. Because a finance person going to make noise in brand section, they don't know you, they don't care about you, they don't understand the numbers you are calling. You are sounding alien to them. But when you speak their language, they can relate, they understand you, they understand what you're saying. But if what you're saying is not relatable to them, you're just making noise. And at the end of the day, you won't get the visibility, you won't get the ROI that you need. So yes. So all I'm just trying to say is we should also go back to, educating our stakeholders, making them say reasons why some certain approaches will not work. For the fact that I worked for company A doesn't mean that it has to work for you. Every company is unique, so it has to have its own unique approach to things, especially when it comes to communications. And the same communications too. Every campaign is unique, and every campaign has its own unique approach. So yes.
Yes, every campaign has to have its own unique approach. I think for a public relations professional that wants to grow and stay on top of their game, they must have a different approach to different campaigns, not
different
not
the same approach for everything.
Delivery,
Exactly.
everything. And like you said about numbers for FMCG and all of that, I totally agree with you because again, marketing and public relations are not the same. You can spend a lot of money on advertising, but the product you're even advertising, what is the brand perception about that product?
Exactly.
People
Do
are
people
buying
even
it.
know it? What are
Yes,
they
people.
saying about
What are
it?
they saying about it?
It's so
Um,
funny to me that some people launch out, sometimes they launch out certain things without even doing a brand audit, without even knowing what even the media is even saying about, not even people
so
now, because the media will also help you to amplify visibility. And if the media do not understand what you're offering, as far as your media visibility is concerned, you might not really get as much as if they understand it. That's why most times I'm a lover of media palace. I don't like sending them press releases because the truth is, you send them press releases, they'll publish what you want. But when you have them invited, they're asking questions, you're answering them, you're enlightening them, you're educating them. That way, they can also decide to take your story from another angle. They can also decide to write their own independent article that they're not even being paid for. But when you just write your press release, and we PR, we know how to do something, we know how to be very promotional. We want to sell our market. It's not our fault too, but we also want to sell our markets. We put all the promotional things there, but that's not even what the media wants. The media wants to know things like what is making your product stand out, what's making it different from that of your competitors. What they need to know your unique selling point. But we are always about the promotions, about the juicy offers and all of that. But when we have them in the room, we can sell both, being promotional and the USP that they want to see, the value and the other things that they want to see. And they know how to merge this thing and now make it come out as whole. So I feel like all of these things too, your brand perception, brand audit, these are things that are very, very important. And corporate communications professionals should also put into consideration.
brand audit is very important. I remember when I worked with an agency, so we have a client. The first thing is to do a brand audit. What is the media saying? What has been their
Exactly.
reputation for
In the
years? How do we
past,
come in? How do we solve the problem that they have? Not
yeah.
just jumping into strategy, just creating a strategy for them
Mm-mm.
without even knowing what the problem is
What
or what the need that they have that needs to
they
be solved.
have,
So a
exactly.
brand audit is very important for anybody that is looking to do strategy. The first thing to do is a brand audit. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. So someone is looking at you, Vivian. Person is saying,
Okay.
"Wow, I love what Vivian is doing. I want to go into public
Okay.
relations. I see that Vivian has a very successful career, and I would like to be the team lead or head of corporate communications in the next
Okay.
5 years." So, what advice will you give to that PR practitioner who wants to climb the PR ladder in any
Okay.
organization?
So first things first, you need to love pair. You need to know what it's all about. It's what you know that you can sell, like I always say. And PR, like every other job, is challenging. It has its own challenges and all of that. And you need to be stubborn about your goals. Because especially with PR, you will meet some hitches on the way. There are days you will cry your eyes out. You need to be able to say, I'm not giving up. You need to have that mind of no retreat, no surrender, no leave, no transfer. I will die here. And this helps me because there were times I feel like, oh, should I just quit? Maybe this is not my career path. But the thing I was doing was giving me so much joy. I was loving every part of it, right? But the challenges were now becoming more than me. And then, though, that was my learning phase when I was still interning and all of that. Like, I've not heard of this thing before. Why are they being hard on me? So, first things first, you need to have that stubbornness in you that this thing, I will know it. First of all, you have to be very, very, very determined and say, okay, I want to succeed. Because I feel like your determination itself is what will boost you to do other things. But when it's something you're not determined about, any small thing, you just get tired and be like, well, let me just take the easy way out. PR is not easy. At the same time, it's sweet, but you have to be determined to know that this thing I want to do it, and with the grace of God, you have to study, learn. I'm still taking courses because I feel like I don't know anything yet. If you ask me, I'm still learning. I have mentors. I have people that I look up to. I have people that if I have little glitch, I'm on my phone. Please, I have. What do you think about this? How do you suggest? You know, I do this. And when I had my what's it called? I had this mentorship program with TSC at the time, and my mentor is she's also a corporate communications expert in the FCMG world. So she's a very busy person, but when I can catch her on WhatsApp and texting her, which I have all the problems compiled together. Because I know that if I don't catch her now, maybe the next time I'll catch her is like God knows, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because she's always flying and time zone difference and all of that. So I'll make sure I have everything compiled. Then once in a while we try to see coffee together, speak to people, let them share their experiences with you. So it also prepares you for what is ahead. Because regardless of whether we like it or not, there's nothing that's going to happen to me that's not happened to somebody before. In this, as far as PR is concerned, there's no mistake I want to make that someone before me has not made before. And I'm sure they made a mistake because they didn't know better. So when you begin to speak to people, when you have mentorship is a very, very, very important aspect of growth, especially in a job as dynamic and ever changing like PR. When you have these people, they are there to guide you. They're there to, give you headers before time. When I was in a particular year, this is what happened to me, and this is what I learned from it. So you are taking their mistakes as learnings, and when you find yourself in such situations, you will know that, okay, this is what happened to my mentor, and you will make such mistakes. So yeah, mentorship is really important. Be determined, know that this is what you want to do and stick by it. Come rain, come shine, I stand with it. Take courses, educate yourself, speak to people, network as well. I don't think networking, going for an event, you don't have to wait until you're a corporate communications professional before you begin to network and go for events. You don't even know, you might meet your mentor in one of the events that you go. Just an inquisitive mind is the mind that is made for PR, because you always want to know what is going on, because already the job itself is ever changing. It's not static. One trend today, next year another thing has entered. Look at for example, COVID was like a total different approach from what we were used to. COVID changed everything until now. There are still some effects that we are still rolling with. AI came, also did a different thing entirely, and some people are still even trying to adjust to it. And I won't be surprised before the end of the year another trend has come up and everyone's just trying to catch up with it, because nobody wants to be left behind. I want to show off my company as, I want to do something groundbreaking, something that is, very dynamic for my company. So I wouldn't want to be left behind as well. So all of these things, I feel like things that would make you a successful PR person. So let me just recap. Be determined, make sure you have mentors, make sure you speak to people, make sure you attend events, network, read books, take courses. These are things that will enlighten you. Like I said, nobody knows it all. Even me that I'm speaking, I'm currently taking course, and I'm still scouting for other ones that I feel like align with me. So let me take, for example, I knew that I loved media relations. I knew that I loved interfering with the journalists. And it's so funny that when I was in the agency side, there were some very hard to crack journalists that we had. It was just a thing for me. So they always push me towards them. They know that Vivian will get it sorted. Just Vivian. And there were some journalists that anybody that's calling, if it's not Vivian, they won't attend to the person. They'll tell the person, tell Vivian to call me. Yes. I had, especially in the FCMG sectors, there are some journalists there in the tier ones. It just came as a natural thing for me. But what did I do? I took a course on media relations. I really wanted to know more, the fundamentals, to know the in-depth of it. Maybe there were things that I did not even know as at then, which is quite correct. After my course, I was more enlightened. And, I had like the backing that I needed. Already, I had a love for it, but I needed more. I was thirsty for more. I needed to know more. I recently finished a course in crisis management as well, because I just want to learn. I just want to do more. Last year, I did one in brand strategy and alignment on Coursera and some other online courses. So as someone that you want to be in the PR, you have to be very inquisitive. You have to know that you are ever learning. You can't get tired of learning, because our sector, our job is, like I said, ever changing. There's something you need to catch up with. If you are left behind, almost left to you. So you just have to always our president said, hit the ground, running. So we have to always be on our feet. So yes, basically that's just it for me.
Interview has really been interesting. It didn't
I'm
seem like an
honored.
interview. Thank you so much. That's all the questions we have for
Anytime.
you. We don't know if you have any last words for us.
Yes, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this with me. It's an honor that I'm recognized for the work I put out and the things I do, for the love I have for PR. I'm a big lover of PR, and I just want to say thank you to the team for doing this. And I know that there are so many wonderful PR professionals out there that they are not recognized yet, and with this approach you're giving people like us the zeal to do more, because there are many people that would say, oh, okay, if someone like this can do this, I can also achieve it. And for whoever will now later watch this video, they will draw some inspiration from this, and which in real life, if this did not come to play, they might not get this inspiration, because where's the chance to have the talk? Where would they meet such people to talk to and all of that? But this approach, this system that you have put in place, is a form of inspiration to other people that are upcoming, because definitely from my interview and that of another person, there are different inspirations that you will draw out of it. So
Yes.
when people watch the series, go back to watch the video, there's a handful of advice, there's a handful of growth, there's a handful of things that they can take out from this, and things that they feel that encouragement is the word. There's a handful of encouragement that they can dwell on and feel like, okay, this is what. And it's also a point of reference. I gave instances of things I have done and things I have been through. So if someone in a similar situation watches this video, the person can decide to use my approach and say, okay, let me try what this person said. And if it works for the person, problem solved. So I just think this is a very great platform. Thank you so much for doing this for us. On behalf of all the PR professionals that have come and the ones that will still air here, I just want to say thank you for doing this. You are pushing us. You're making us seen. You're making us feel valued, and you're giving us our credits. And I just really want to say thank you. We are really grateful, and thank you so much. Thank you. And we hope to see you in bigger places. And we hope that, NWIPR will also, grow to be a big global brand that will do more international deals and all of that as well. So, yeah.
From what you're saying, I'm just having goosebumps. Thank you so much. And you're very correct. Someone can return to these resources and gain inspiration, gain support that they might be needing at that point of their career. So
yeah,
thank you so much. I really appreciate you for agreeing to do this with us, because if we had reached out and you said no, it will not be possible.
Yeah.
For your willingness to share your expertise, your experience, and to impact the next person that will be watching this video is very commendable, and we are grateful. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you so much. It was really an honor doing this. I really appreciate it.
All right. Do enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you breaking more barriers, icing more. We believe by the next year we'll see you bigger places, with greater results.
Amen.
Thank you so much. We are vouching for you, and we are always here to support you.
Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. And see you around.
See you.
All right. Bye. All right.